This is the instructional video for Plastic Welding Technology's LAZR Automatic Hot Air Welder. The machine will ship with several components. They include the machine and power cable, the hot air torch, the handle's lower bar, the handle's upper bar, 2 handle screws, and 2 welding weights. Begin with the handle assembly. Connect the lower bar of the handles to the steering column on the LAZR with one of the screws. Either end of the bar will work. Next, slide on the top of the handle. Locate the electrical quick connect on the power cord and attach it to the handle with the screw. Make sure the screws are secure and then pull out the screws adjustment handle and realign it to the bar. Next, locate the cable for the torch and plug it into the body of the machine using the white guide marks on either end. Locate the weights and slide them down over the rear trailing roller. With all the components assembled, we're ready to power up. Attach the LAZR to a 240 or 220 volt single-phase power supply and turn on the main switch. On the top of the machine, look for the voltage meter and verify that you're getting above 208 volts. If you're not, turn the machine off immediately and check your cable and generator. Next, locate the heat switch. When you turn it on, an indicator light will show that power is being fed to the torch. Look at the temperature readout just below. The up and down arrows let you set the machine's temperature. The green number is the set temperature, while the red number is the actual temperature. When the torch comes up to temperature, the red indicator light will periodically flash to show that the torch's heat is being maintained. The main motor switch is on the right of the heat switch. To position the machine into the seam, use the run, stop, and reverse buttons. Pressing the run, stop button once will start the LAZR moving. Pressing it again will stop. The reverse button must be held down. The speed readout indicates feet or meters per minute and can be adjusted up or down with the speed dial. In between the heat and motor switch is the motor fuse. If the motor doesn't run, this is the first thing to check. Turn the dial and it pops right out. The LAZR has both visual and audible alarms. If any parameters of the machine go out of tolerance, the alarms will sound. Removing the torch activates the alarm instantly. Beside the main power switch is the hour meter. It shows how long the machine has been in use to help you gauge when to perform your 100-hour maintenance intervals. The LAZR is unique in that you can steer it to get a better seam. At the base of the handle is a dampening knob or lock knob. Tighten it to make the steering harder, loosen it for softer, or lock it down for no movement. The articulating drive wheel controls how straight the machine runs. Use the adjustment screws on the opposite side to control the machine's tracking. A LAZR guide runs from the steering wheel to the articulating wheel to help line up your seam. The steering wheel can be positioned to roll on one side of the seam or directly on the seam. A proximity switch senses when the torch has been engaged. Once the switch is tripped, the machine automatically starts rolling. As the machine welds, you can walk with it in the forward position and make minor steering adjustments using the handle and the LAZR guide. When the end of the seam is reached, the handle is reversed to the travel position and the machine can be rolled to the next seam. A lock pin at the base of the steering column snaps in when the handle is moved from the welding position back to the travel position. To move back into the welding position, pull the pin and rotate the handle. The pin will not lock, giving you the ability to steer. When finished, cool down the machine by turning the heat switch off. The indicator light will shut off as well. Let the temperature drop down to 200 degrees before turning off the main power.